Hello, and welcome to my RTSL game versus Jan Wimmer, who I will face as the USSR in my last RTSL game this season. So, Jan is a little bit lower rated than I am, however, we've played 2 games so far and I have lost both of them. So this will probably be an interesting game. Also, I had some terrible luck, and probably I didn't play optimally lately, since my rating fell from around 1900 to not even 1800, which is pretty terrifying. However, this hand with poor ops but with both D cards will maybe help me repair that score. And the first thing that pops out to me is socialists combing well with European scoring, and special as well. And he opened with a 3-3-2, so unless I get defected or perched, I can just take Italy with special and make him try a cool roll in Europe. So I will go for it. Asia. Unfortunate, the decal would have been insane here. However, this is still not an issue. I will just grab Italy like that and see how he reacts. He has a 4 up. And he rolls well, so I'm getting rid of Europe right now. Because I am not going to give him domination there. And now Middle East is the only unscored region. So, of course, my goal now will be to degrade DEFCON, get some mill-ups, and start spreading with distal. First, let's grab presence though, since I don't want to risk being cut out of Iraq if he decided to go for it for some reason, and also I don't want him to be able to enter Iraq from Iran. There's no reason to let him do that. Alright, so now I've got a 50-50 on kicking him out of Iran, at least temporarily, so let's do that. That's terrible. Of course, if I rolled a 5 or 6, he could have cut back, but then I would get a free decal. Now it's a bit problematic. He cuts anyway, okay. Yeah. Nice. However, this is fine-ish. He surely doesn't have Middle East scoring, so I will at least spread. And if he doesn't enter Iraq, I will just take Thailand and Iraq with Arab-Israeli war. Entering Zaire is pretty important, but it can wait, since I have seen CIA from him already, so I will just not be giving up the initial coup on turn 2. Also, his rolls were pretty disgusting, but his hand is not very impressive, and still decal is great, so, and distal in my hand as well, of course, so not much to complain about yet. UN and Suez. Right. Okay. So he decided to go for that. Vietnam is kind of whatever. Olympic Games is kind of whatever. Marshall and US Japan are annoying. The Pakistani war is potentially okay, but nothing special. The vectors are cool, and Middle East is bad, but but it's not as bad as him getting the Middle East and headlining it. I guess I could go for Diesel here. Just to get the tempo. Yeah, I think I will. Okay, capture Nazis. Let's get that. Chile, Venezuela, that's for sure. Oh well, is it Chile? It could be Argentina as well. Chile is probably safer, in case something weird happens. Venezuela for sure. I guess it's Mexico as well. Pakistan could be an interesting one. Algeria is an interesting one, and Mexico again is an interesting one. Panama is also a potential candidate, but I will be queuing Panama probably over Iran because I don't have a good card. Unless I'm queuing Iran with Marshall. Maybe I am queuing Iran with Marshall because the payoff of winning Iran is pretty huge. But giving him Marshall now is very bad. So no, I don't think I am. So I'm queuing Panama with a 2-up so I can take Mexico. Yeah, of course. Well, it's better to roll A1 in Olympic Games coup in Panama than in Marshall Plan coup in Iran. So I guess I can appreciate the mercy fate. NORAD. Yeah, makes sense. I guess let's do that. In the worst case scenario, I will just give up the China card. Entering Laos is pretty important because I want to be able to drop Middle East, so if he enters Burma, I don't want to be forced to take Laos on the spot, and also, without me taking Laos, him breaking Thailand, especially with a 4-up like nuclear test ban or Red Square Purge, that would be pretty painful. And with Laos taken, it's annoying, but not as bad as it would have been. He also took West Germany, so now Marshall Plan is a little bit less painful. It's still bad, but I may be forced to use it because I don't have many playable cards. Yeah, and he entered Costa Rica over Colombia. That's fine. So he may have Fidel. Now it may also be the last chance for me to use in the Pakistani war with only a 5 to roll instead of a 6. Do I want to go for it? It's probably not as important. Let's drop the Middle East. If he misplays and lets me have a favorable favorable war in India or Pakistan, then I will just go for that. But if that doesn't happen, I will not cry over it. Yeah, that's a correct play. I think I want to hold the factors and I don't want to give up the China. So I will just space Japan and probably give him Marshall anyway and using the Pakistani war for us. Blockade. Warsaw, okay, that's not a very good discard for him. And he takes UK, so that's another argument in favor of giving up Marshall. I can do it in a while though. I can first spread so that he... let's spread this way. So that he doesn't realign me easily. He had Fidel, but he spaces it and fails. So now I will give up the Marshall Plan. And do what? Take Zaire, Thailand, and double South Korea, maybe? Yeah, I don't think I'm scared of him realigning Chile. That's not my concern right now, so let's do that. If he wants to break Iraq again, then I guess he can. I'm not really that scared of that happening. Now a lot depends on who draws Purge. It will be an extremely powerful card, whoever gets it probably. Especially with me holding defectors, which means that if I get it I can just freely headline it and he will have to deal with everything he gets. He got nuclear test done. Okay, he just takes what's already his, that's fine. Alright, so I got Purge, that's great. And the goal is now pretty useless. Korean War is kinda whatever. I would prefer him to have it, of course, but it's acceptable. This European unrest is not that bad, it only takes away 2 of my DPs. I mean, influence points. He got Nasser, Romanian, and Tak, which means that that Purge is actually not necessarily that good. And I got Arab-Israeli war and the Pakistani war too, so I got all the wars. That's interesting. So I expect him to headline DAC. And I have defectors and Arab-Israeli war and Korean war, so there aren't even that many good cards he may have for to be purged with. So I don't think I care about purge actually. The goal is also pretty useless now. I could go for Decol and counter Duck and Cover with Takeover of Algeria. I guess that's a way to go. Yeah, Decol seems fine. Korean War would be potentially good too, but no, I don't think I'm scared of him having Asia. Let's go for Decol. Yeah, it's Duck and Cover. And with Decol I can take Algeria. Probably enter South Africa, overprotect Angola so that he doesn't overtake it, and break Burma so that I have a better chance of winning in the Pakistani war if he allows that. Or maybe I want to hold Purge. Maybe I want to hold Purge, so let's just take that, I guess. I don't feel the need to immediately go to South Korea right now. I can just take it whenever I want with Korean War. So maybe Purge is a hold card. Oh, I should have used East European Unrest, by the way, instead of the goal. That's my mistake. Since he may now give me Romania, fixing Burma, and then East European Unrest breaks Romanian control. Well, that doesn't matter much though. Maybe it's even better to have a broken Romanian influence than to have full Romania, because oh no, in the Pakistan independent Reds are gone, so yeah, that's my mistake. He would have to play a 1-up though to make it work immediately, so it's it's not even necessarily going to happen. What are my goals? Taking South Africa, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, overprotecting Venezuela, and taking South Korea. Of course. Yeah. I know. So now I can use that to... Oh, you know what? Let's just take it. I will get Milops regardless of what he does, but none of these wars is really worth eventing uh, unless I'm forced to. So if he enters Saharan states, wait, really? And my opponent is just sleeping in ops, in 4 ops, NATO and nuclear test ban into NATO and nuclear test ban. However, he failed those realignments, which is good for me. I will just prepare Mexico and Argentina. Not a problem. Romanian influence where? Malaysia. Cool. Let's take South Korea. I want it to be taken before I give up Korean War. I'm kind of taking the risk by, sure, by not using Perch to fill up South America, but I think it's a risk worth taking. Let's get some Milops. And I will probably take Brazil and Argentina with defectors on my last AR, unless he gives me Nasser now. Then I will probably start by taking Egypt, so I am present in the Middle East in a more stable way than just holding on to Iraq. That doesn't happen though, so I just like. He got a pretty crazy retro, but I think it's still fine to not purge him. Especially if I manage to draw Quagmire. Okay, that's an understandable play. Let's see what I get. Okay. Fidel. Truman. Huh. It's overall a bad hand, but South America scoring is great if I manage to time it correctly. I will start with Purge obviously, since, well, no better headline in sight. And if he uses Mistle Envy and I have Purge in hand, then I just cry. I'm an Interchrono, right? That's a strong card, but nothing to fear. Okay, that was a weak roll. Of course, he couldn't roll South America scoring, which would probably have been the favorite card to hit for him. Camp David is spaceable. Alright. So I think I start with a coup. I don't want to use my only 3-up to do that though. So I will just coup with Formosan, and I will probably coup Panama. Or actually, let's start with Willy Brandt. Whoa, that's very lucky. That's very fortunate. I'm glad. So now with Fidel, Central America is a huge threat for him as well. He may even be tempted to go into Cuba in response to me queuing Panama so successfully, and then Fidel would be a disaster for him. We'll see if he does that though. Algeria is also under a threat of realignments. He could try taking Nigeria over. Ugh. Okay, that's a very good role for him. I don't think I can really fight against that. So let's. Well, I don't care about Nigeria necessarily that much. Well, okay, no, I think I will do it. And I need to restore some order in Africa, so I will probably coup this turn. I know I'm giving him Milops, but I don't think that's that big of an issue. Because I want to dominate regions more than I want to deny him Milops. And also I've got a Truman, which is a perfect card to use exactly in this way. Kitchen debates. Oh, he rolled even better. Do I respond? I think I may want to get rid of South America, because he may have something in his hand that would allow him to threaten my control there, and if I fail a roll on Saharan States coup, he may just have the opportunity window to get what he wants there. Facing socialists. Let's get that control as well. Now I expect him to try realignments. I hope he fails, of course. If he succeeds in Mexico, I probably respond by taking Nicaragua and Haiti to remain in the leading position there, regardless of him taking Mexico or not. Okay, he realigns. Okay, he failed, so I can take some time in Africa. So let's go for it. Also, it's very comfortable for me that he drew CIA again. That means that I don't really have to worry about it now. Of course, I may regret it later on during the late war, but I will worry about it then. Yeah, let's just secure everything. Panama because of Panama Canal, and let's grab something in Africa as well. And this way, I feel pretty confident about my African and Central American situation. Yeah, he had that. Unfortunately, Europe and Middle East don't look as good, but I will have to work on that. Okay, ABM is huge here, potentially. And it's a must because of the Miss Levy. So I guess I will just go for it. Nuclear subs. Alright, so that means that I probably should drop Africa as soon as it's possible. Because I'm not gonna, well, be able to hold it for long. Cuban Missile Crisis is not a problem for him. But I don't need to lower the DEFCON because he's going to be able to coup anyway. Thailand is overprotected and he doesn't have China. So I suppose I could go just for something like this into Africa. Can I realign something silly? I could coup Pakistan, but I don't think I care. Yeah, I feel like I need to get rid of Africa, and if I can drop Africa for 8, then that's almost certainly an opportunity that I need to take advantage of. Especially because he's probably going to coup stuff in Africa anyway. Whoa, maybe not. Alright. So on average, him couing a two stability country with overprotection should be beneficial to me. So I will just keep my hand on it. And if he fails, then I may respond by couing something, because I will probably take two coups myself. An obvious target is Libya, especially when Muslim revolution is gone. That's annoying. We'll just retake that though. He will surely run out of 4-ups. He surely doesn't have We Will Bury You, because he would have used it before UN intervention. So he may have flower power, and that's the only 4-up he may have as well. So I think our adventures in Thailand are coming to an end, slowly but surely. Yeah. Or if he wants to cool... Okay, I'm surely going for 2 into Thailand. I don't care about him retaking Laos, because then that would just make it a perfect coup target for me, so I kinda don't care. So I will retake Zaire, and if he wants to spend a turn queuing that, then he's welcome to. It doesn't look like I will be able to, well, get a draw in the Middle East. I may still try to do something like queuing Lebanon. Oh, I will even get to do that immediately before dropping Middle East. Okay, so Gunman, yes, Salt, very good for him. Special, kind of whatever for him, and Vietnam Revolts, which is fine. Okay, so now I can cool Lebanon, and unless I roll a 1, I can drop Middle East safely. So that's good. Please don't be a 1. That's not a 1. So let's get rid of it. So now only Europe is a nightmare for me. He takes Mexico probably. Okay, do I want to lower the DEFCON? Yeah, and I need to get in the ops, and I'm not letting him coup Thailand. Oh, it doesn't have a good card to coup Thailand though. Do I have a decent way to get in the ops without... No, I probably want to protect Indonesia. Or do I? Do I just coup Laos? Let's coup Laos. Or maybe I don't coup anything and I just use one small step and then he coups and I respond. Because one small step is a good card here, it can get me to many space before he is there. Yeah, I know his hand, and he doesn't have any very nasty surprises there. So I will just use one small step right now, and on my last AR I will just go with Latin American dev squads, I guess. Yeah, I think this is correct. Cruz, of course. Panama, that's pretty greedy. I think he should have gone for Zaire. So now I will go. I could go for Mexico, Laos, Zaire. I think I will go for Mexico because payoff is huge and I don't really care about the rest of those. Whoa, I'm sorry. Okay, so those Panama and Mexico coups with 2 ops were pretty unserious. That's very painful for him. Yeah. I my situation in Central America shouldn't be even close to being as good as it is now. This just unlucky. A very blue hand. Bear trap to save the day probably. Hunda without good targets. Quagmire just a perfect card to limit his options. Brush. Yuck. So I probably go Pakistan. And I probably do that with Alliance. Cultural is gone, so... Well, Okay, this looks silly. No, there's no way I'm doing that. Going Thailand 5 times overprotected would be something to tell your friends at the bar. As a nice story, but definitely not a serious tournament play. So... I guess I will start by going Pakistan with Alliance. Well, okay. So my luck is getting back to me. And he's out. Which wasn't the best card for him to discard. So perhaps his hand is very strong. Because there are 10 other cards that would have been better if he had those. Yeah. Am I bear trapping myself immediately? What do I do with Defcon? Do I ignore Laos? I don't want to let him coup. But maybe I should. Maybe I just do that, and if he wants to go, he can. Yeah, I think this is fine. Him choosing Thailand over Mexico or Panama as the target for his brush war is really telling. I think he has Southeast Asia scoring in hand. Otherwise, that was a pretty counterintuitive move. Okay, he goes with shuttle. Okay, he got that. And I am not out. What's worse, Camp David or puppets? Whoa. Well, at least Truman is gone. Puppets are not that bad anymore, so let's get rid of Camp David. Okay, he scores Europe. That's bad, but it means that I can retake Mexico with Junta. and go for realignments in Costa Rica and in Venezuela. He had Southeast Asia as I predicted. Let's space puppets to try getting that juicy space strike VPs. And I may try that once more if he allows me. So okay, so scoring timing is pretty unfortunate with Central, but at least Asia didn't come out yet. Let's try it. Brezhnev. Unfortunate. Alright, of course he breaks that. 5-year plan and Asia, please. No 5-year plan and Asia. Not nice. Crash War, however, may mix things up. However, he got Missile Envy, and I only have Fat and OPEC. He got both the 4-ups, he got Ask Not. His hand is pretty crazy. At least he didn't get Central, so I can use it. With Crane Sales, which is fortunately still spaceable. Do I go for Brush Headline? I probably should, and I have to hit Thailand with it. Yeah, if he steals OPEC with Missile Envy, I'm actually fine with it. I mean, if he steals OPEC with Missile Envy, I hope that's what I said. Okay, so Asia is stabilized once more. Now he may coup, but if he coups Mexico, he doesn't really get any new countries. And if he hits anything else than Mexico, I can just take Mexico with Missile Envy. Huh. And he did that, and he didn't take it immediately, so I will just try taking back it anyway. We'll of course grab it now with something like, well, I don't know, Ask Note, Containment, 5-year plan, Flower Power. He really has a lot of options. Yeah, but at least he spends a turn doing that, and now I can drop Central if I want to. Retaking Poland looks important though. Warsaw Pact is still in the game, but I don't know if I want to risk. However, he has 5-year plan, and I don't want him to hit Central if he uses it for an event. But okay, the chances of him hitting Central are 1 in 6. So I will risk. Because I really don't want to let him take Poland for free. And, well, Central looks very stable. He can't even, like, equalize it with a coup. So, unless he gets Central with 5-year plan, I think I'm fine. It's also not really... It's not necessarily obvious for him to even try eventing 5-year plan. If he hits basically anything else than Central, then that's good for me. So, I don't think I care. It's 1 in 6. Okay. Asia, that's fine. Let's drop Central now, I guess. well, if you hit the grain, you wouldn't have that many good cards to steal with grain, though. Like Allende is not a great card to get, South African Unrest isn't, Portuguese isn't. And if you get a scoring with grain, like, what do you do with it? It doesn't really matter that much. Before I drop it, I guess I could go for something like that. And overprotect in Poland, I guess. I'm not in a hurry anywhere. South African unrest could be evented, but there's probably no real reason to. So I guess I could just go for more overprotections in Poland and East Germany. Because it looks like my situation on the board is good, my situation on the VP track is great for sure. So I will just try to not lose by Europe scoring, with him controlling all the battlegrounds. And of course he still has OAS and flower power, so he could try something sneaky. But I don't think that's... I don't think he has anything up his sleeve that would be unanswerable by my two cards. Well, I of course didn't take into the consideration the fact that he still has one card I don't know, but the chances of that being something really crazy are pretty slim. I don't know what he would have to pose a crazy threat to me. Salt is probably not that, however him taking grain is pretty unsettling. Do I want to try preserving Defcon on the high level? Well, I'm not convinced, and also I'm not even sure if I can, because if he wants to drop it, he can just drop it. So no, I'm not doing that. I would probably just overprotect Poland once more, waiting for his decision. But if he chose an African battleground now with flower power or something like that, I will probably have to respond. Yeah, I will respond with a coup. Because if I don't, then he coups Zaire anyway. And that's unfortunate. Now he uses OAS, and then he headlines grain sales. And I pray to God Almighty that I don't draw the CIA because I may lose to Defcon. But there's not really something I can do about it. Okay, that's a problematic hand, but it has a lot of good scorings, and I don't know what to do with them. Yeah. So Africa will not be a good scoring anymore when it is dropped, and South America needs to be fixed first. And I know he's going for brain sales, right? I mean, I will see it because I see his headline, but that's what I will see. Star Wars is a safe card. Voice is spaceable unless he gets bad with grain sales. Shuttle is pretty whatever. After I drop Middle East, it will be free. Cultural is probably the greatest headline here, so I'll just go for cultural. I managed to do event cultural, let's say, but that doesn't happen often to me. I think American Death Squads is a perfectly neutral card. That is still a good catch for him, but that's nothing crazy. And it doesn't say much about my hand, which is perhaps the biggest value of him hitting that. Because my scorings are going to be pretty, let's say, surprising for him probably. Unfortunately, he just rolls better in Africa. Which is a fair price for me rolling better in Central, but right now it hurts. And I have to play all the cards, which is not an issue. The bigger problem is the fact that I have to drop all the scorings, which means that I have to basically use half of my turns I get to just score things. Theoretically, South America scoring would be a victory on the spot if I could control it without his presence, but he will just take Argentina or Brazil now, and then it's just a dream, which is completely unrealistic. So I guess I will try to get South America domination, African draw, Middle Eastern draw, and then drop shuttle for free. Star Wars is for free. Voice of America is going to space, and Glasnost is a useful form, and I don't have to give up the China card. So that sounds like a reasonable turn. Oh wait, it's my turn. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Wait, then actually, then maybe I can try going for that. And then I try spacing shuttle if he gets presence in South America. Okay, I think I will go for it. Like, I just hope it works because it's not really a suspicious play. Because that's something I would have done regardless of the state of South America scoring. So I will just retake those countries and he can do whatever he wants to. If he gets presence in South America, then he's at least not playing Africa. So I will try to sneak that in. I don't know, maybe he doesn't care and he just goes to space. No, he goes to drop Europe scoring. But that means that I'm getting a full 10 VPs from South America, which is great itself. Now it's time for managing Africa scoring. Or Middle East, actually, if I'm forced to. Middle East looks more stable. Well, does it? Well, if he goes Africa, then it's bad. I will just drop Africa now. Of course, he may take Jordan, which would be a very good intuition by him. But I am kind of willing to take that risk. Generally, letting your opponent take Middle Eastern domination hurts way less than letting them get African domination, and I'm in a pretty good spot, so I will. This is wrong order. Whoa! Yeah. It was a wrong order, I would say. Do I just drop Middle East? I think I do. I could overprotect Nigeria, but... yeah, I'm on a really tight schedule, so I will just drop Middle East. So shuttle goes to crew, voice goes to space, and Glasnost is a 4-up that I get to use freely. So that's why I don't like the idea of immediately going to Africa's defense right now, because then I will be kind of stuck with my fixed purposes attached to my cards that I can't really change without losing a serious number of VPs. Okay, so now when I'm more comfortable, I can get Nigeria with Glasnost, which is a fine trade. And also, before I dropped Middle East, scoring shuttle was kind of unplayable. I mean, it would cost me 1 VP then. So I had to do that before. Okay, Ask Not is a card that I'm glad is gone. I may of course respond immediately with Queen Botswana, of shuffle. Because it's not like I care that much about South Africa, but I desperately need Milos anyway to not get punished. So I have to do that anyway, and now if he wants to do that, then that's fine. Oh wait, I can't space voice. Wait, I'm so bad at this game. Jesus Christ! Like no wonder I'm not 1800 anymore. Oh, yeah, okay. Shit. Okay, CIA is in the game, so yeah, take your voice. You can have it. There are no scorings in the game, so it's just degrading my final scoring standing, but I'm, I should still be able to make it work unless I'm terribly unlucky. I'm surely not giving up the China card. Not yet, at least. Yeah, since the Iron Lady is still in the deck, I will just grab Brazil and let him have Argentina, which is painful but acceptable after all. Okay, he goes for Solidarity. So he threatens Europe, but he doesn't grab that. So now Chernobyl is also a great threat. But Reformer and Ames are just perfect for that kind of threats. Suez Crisis comes in handy too. So Yuri and Samantha, whatever. Korean War is pretty whatever. Arms race. Junta. So Latin American Debt Crisis is a great card to have. He'll take Argentina, probably coup Brazil, or something among those lines. I think just going for aims right away is the best thing I can do. So let's go for it. Warsaw Pact is a good card for me to have. US Japan. Oh, he has CIA, thank god. US Japan is kind of whatever. The Arab-Israeli war is actually worth 2 VPs for me, so that's great. Once more step, not very important. Ortega, not very important, but also not a threat. Liberation, not very important. Okay, so his cards are pretty whatever. Terrorism may be annoying depending on what it hits, but that's basically acceptable. Do I get rid of terrorism, US, Japan, or CIA? Let's get rid of US, Japan. If he wants to try his luck with terrorism, then please go ahead. The fact that they didn't discard his terrorism, despite being able to do so, kind of hints that I don't have that much value. My hand is not that valuable, so this may kind of deter him from even trying. He doesn't have Muslim, so I could give him AWACS. That's not even a big deal for me. Okay. Let's go for it immediately. Of course, if he wants, he can hold Warsaw Pact until his last turn, so until his last action round, so that he always has something to drop to Latin American Debt Crisis event. But if he does, then he kind of forces himself to not play any free ops for the whole turn. And that's enough to get me value, so I will just drop right here. And now I guess I will. Well, I don't really want to do anything in Africa, so I will just enter Uruguay with Fury. And if he takes Paraguay in response, I will coup that, which will be ops better spent in my opinion, because if it works well, it basically gives me back my South America control. And that way I'm kind of piling up the pressure on him so that he never has a comfortable time to event terrorism on me, at least not without paying the price of potentially losing South America. Yeah, he dropped it. So I will now combat with Korean War. That's a failure, but that doesn't force him to respond, so if he lets me take 3 from arms race, I will take 3 from arms race, so that's good. He may do something like eventing one small step now, or he could play around me having arms race and just cook himself. That would be stupid. But if he does that with Arabi's Ready War, I get my VPs anyway, so arms race is still playable for me now. And I win that, so I get 3 more. And now I can win with Lunar Orbit by Space, his European Unrest. Yeah, GG. Yeah, but those shenanigans in Central were very detrimental to his situation on the board. It really made it hard to win this game for the USA. Uh, Otherwise, I think this game was pretty interesting. Thailand switching hands several times with brush wars in play. Uh, him having more playable ops in the early game versus me drawing decal into distal into decal again, which was pretty insane. Uh, oh yeah, you're still here, so thanks for watching and I will see you next time.